Hello, everyone. We're live. Dr. Chad here, and with me today is Staci. I'm super excited to have Staci on. Staci has been a member of our Native Path community for a long time now, and she is such an inspiration to the group and such a good example of what can happen when people start eating and moving and living really in harmony with our biology. So you're going to hear a lot from Staci, a lot of inspiration, but a lot about the native body reset and a lot of tips I think she'll probably give you, things that have worked for her. So you're going to get a lot of good stuff from this conversation. So Staci, welcome to our Facebook Live and our private community. It's so good to see you here.
Thank you. I'm super excited.
Awesome.
So a little bit about me. I've been following Native Path for, about 3.5 years now. And I live in Florida. I'm 55 years old, and I've got a couple of kiddos, young adults, really. They're 23 and 20. And I've been married for 26 years, and got a cute little min pin. Not going to let him in here now to bother us. We're a big dog lover.
Awesome. Yeah, we love dogs too. So one of the things that you started with us with the 30-day reset, I was wondering, and a lot of people don't know what that is, so we can talk about the benefits of how that's helped you. But for those who don't know, it's our 30-day transformational program. It's to upgrade your nutrition and lifestyle, and it can help with so many different aspects of your health. And, people that are looking for weight loss, getting out of pain, decreasing inflammation, improving heart health. But Staci, why don't you tell us what was the main problem you were trying to solve when you started the Native Body 30-day reset?
Yeah, so I had really just kind of fallen into a pretty big rut, and I was gaining, and I wasn't sleeping very well at all. And so months and months of like waking up every 3 or 4 hours and just not getting the rest that I needed. I was then in this cycle of like just being tired. So I was working, I was eating, I was trying to sleep, I was getting back up again and just repeating it. And I really wasn't living a very fulfilled life. And I think one of the instances that really kind of put me over the edge was it was a Saturday night, and I was exhausted, but I just couldn't fall into that deep rhythm. And so I got up and I just got on social media, and lo and behold, in my Facebook feed, the program came up. And so I started reading through it, and I thought, it seems super logical, and I've tried everything. So clicked on your video, I signed right up, and I would say Sunday 2:00, my entire kitchen was cleaned out. I had gotten rid of processed stuff, all the bad things, even into the freezer. Exciting for me to get to that grocery store and just restock my kitchen and just really start the journey. So and I had a blast, like buying spices that I hadn't even heard of before. And so soup to nuts, my kitchen was completely redone. And my husband didn't have much of a choice either, because, I was on cold turkey. So he was going to have to join with me. And if he wanted to eat, he was going to eat what I put on the table.
Yeah, I love that. And you mentioned you had problems sleeping, and you had problems with your energy. And I think you mentioned you were regaining some weight, and you were having some troubles there too, right?
I was sitting at about 170 pounds when I hit that wall.
Wow. And so what did that feel like to be, in your mid 50s, 170 pounds, trouble sleeping, trouble with your energy? Take us there. What did that feel like?
It felt very depressing.
Yeah.
I felt like life should be more. And this kept me from being active and outgoing and doing things that would be fun, because I didn't have the energy. And I think more so than anything else, I didn't feel good about myself. So I didn't want to be out in the environment.
Yeah. Right. I think that's so important, because people often don't make the connection between their mood and how they feel with their food, and
Yes.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because people know my story. I grew up with severe depression, and I had all kinds of skin issues, And when I did my first 30-day reset, it was like a cloud lifted from my head, and my skin just improved dramatically. So there was this huge aha moment where I said, "Oh, that's what's going on." I was I was eating some food that was causing me to think that way and feel that way, and it was causing this on my skin. And before, I had been chasing these things with symptoms. You know, I took medication for my both my depression and my skin, but none of the advice I ever got was, hey, you know, it's actually what you eat, and if you change your diet, you can solve a lot of your health issues. So I'm really glad that, like, you know, you noticed that as well. That's a big part of it.
Well, I call it like my state of euphoria. And I know it sounds simple or silly even, but like food, like you said, it has a tremendous impact on the way that you're feeling. And I'm so much more clear headed. And
Hmm.
because I feel better about myself, just in general, I'm in a constant state of a good mood, a very happy mood, and a state.
Hmm. I love it. I love it. And so before you tried the native body reset, were there other things that you had tried before? And if there were, like, what was the real difference?
So nothing lasted. Like there were quick fixes and
Hmm.
but nothing really lasted. And even though I saw maybe weight loss, I didn't really feel any better.
Right. Right.
Um, and so and then I just put the weight back on because I'd revert back to eating the way that I did before.
Completely. Completely. That's such a big point. I'll mention real quick, there's a lot of people watching here. If you're interested in learning more about the 30-day reset, just type in the comments reset, and Rachel will get you a link where you can get a special discount on it. But you just brought up a really good point right there about a lot of these fad diets. And the general advice of a lot of these diets is just eat less, exercise more. And it's this understanding or thinking that it's all about calories in, calories out, and that's all you got to do to lose weight. And that's kind of true. You know, if you eat like 1,000 calories a day or 500 calories a day, you're going to lose weight. There's no doubt about it. But it doesn't really have anything to do with the quality of those calories. And the quality of those calories have everything to do with your health. You know, you could eat 2,000 calories a day of broccoli and chicken breast and really good fats, or you could eat 2,000 calories a day of Snickers and Oreos and processed milk, and same amount of calories. But the
Yep,
quality of those calories are really going to have everything to do with the quality of your health and whether or not you can keep something sustainable, which is what's most important. Because most people are just starving themselves and they're eating less food, but they're starving themselves of nutrition. So it's one of the things that we talk about in the Native Body Reset is rather than think about calories in, calories out, think about maximizing nutrition and minimizing toxicity. And when you're maximizing nutrition, the food you eat has all the vitamins and minerals, and it sends all these signals to your brain that says, I'm full. I've had enough. I don't need to overeat. And now you have energy, and now you have a good mood, and you're digesting things better, and your skin's better. So it's a lot of things that change when you can change that mindset of it's just calories in, calories out to improve the quality of your calories. So that's really, really great that you noticed that. I love that. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, how about this? Can you take us to the moment when you realized that the all these changes from the native body 30-day reset were working? Was there a moment when you were like, oh wow, something's happening here?
Yeah, I would say really for me it was fairly early, like right around the second week. So I, just as most people do, with the first week, kind of going through your detox and almost like the flu-like symptoms when
Yeah.
get away from stuff and you don't feel well. And when you make it over that hump and you start to realize, wow, like I may not be losing any weight, but I feel different. Like, I noticed immediately 2 weeks into it that like I had less bloat. My clothes were fitting differently. And
Mm-hmm.
probably the very first thing that I noticed. And that kind of spurred me to go, wait a minute, now something's working here. Something's going on here.
Yeah.
Very religious about not getting on the scale for the,
Uh-huh.
because I used to be a scale person. I'd get on every day in the morning, and that would dictate my whole day and my whole mindset, right? So
Right.
I was able to shed that. But uh, the the lack of just feeling big.
Right. That bloated feeling. Things
Yeah,
being stuck in there that aren't moving around.
right.
Yeah. I love that. You mentioned the first like week or 2 weeks. They can be a little challenging for people, because we're trying to improve metabolic flexibility where someone can use fat as fuel or carbohydrates as fuel. And many people, they've just been using carbohydrates and sugar and for fuel forever to get energy. So we want to help people move towards that whole food, natural, more quality fats and improve that metabolic flexibility. With that comes some downsides, some headaches, maybe some withdrawals from sugar. So we're always really, really big on just hang in there. And here's what you do: just eat as much as you want. Drink more water, sleep as much as you want. And there's that hump that you get over. And when that happens, start to see all those benefits that you're seeing, with less belly bloat and clothes fitting better. And you mentioned the scale too. And we always talk about, we don't want people to get on the scale over and over again, right? Because that's what they've been doing. And that creates this kind of an identity of I'm who I am. I'm this number. And we get so attached to that number rather than just trusting the process. And the process works. So for those listening, we do not encourage you to get on the scale. We want you to get on the scale on day 1 and day 30 and not do anything else other than trust the process and see the results and feel them. And that's where the magic happens. That's where the magic happens, because you can let go of all that paranoia about a number on a scale and if it's working or not.
That was a change for me. So I would say probably right after the 3rd or 4th week, I started noticing that I was sleeping through the night.
Mm-hmm.
And that's amazing to be able to, to do that. And then at the end of the first month, I had a 12-pound weight loss, which blew me away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was serious about it. I stuck to the shopping guide. I didn't go for any of the even, paleo friendly things. And, I limited my fruit. I was really, really serious about it. So at the end of the first month and seeing the 12-pound weight loss and gaining sleep and, already going down a size, in clothing, I was like, well, I'm going to do another 30 days. So I went that month and I started feeling even better. And so I thought, my gosh, I want to be active now. So I took up walking and
Mm-hmm.
I started out with a mile and I built up to almost 3 miles, every other day. And I had a 7-pound weight loss. So I said, let's go for another 30-day reset. So at the end of the 3rd one, I had pretty much lost all of it that I had needed, to lose. But my life is a 30-day reset now. It's who I am.
It becomes the normal.
And to make that transition and for it not to even be hard anymore, because I refuse to give up how good I feel, mind, body, and soul. And I don't ever want food to rule my life again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's an amazing feeling. And I'm super glad that I arrived, but I look back and I thought, my gosh, like in my 30s and 40s, if I just been, native path savvy back then, who knows?
Yeah. Well, not many people. I mean, the advice we've been getting from like the conventional medical industry has not been good advice. So it's no wonder you weren't able to find that information when you were in your 30s, in your 40s. And because they've been getting bad information, we've been getting sick, we've been gaining weight, we've been having skin issues and digestion issues and trouble sleeping with low energy and negative thoughts, so they give you a pill. They give you, here's a nice pill to treat that symptom, and I always say, like, we have to get to the root of the problem. Like the root of the problem really is our food, and we can change our lives by changing our relationship with food. It's like, if you came home and you saw water all over your floor, and then you saw a kitchen sink that was overflowing with water coming out of it, like, what would you do first? Would you start mopping up the water? No, that wouldn't make sense. You got to turn off the sink, before you do anything, but you turned off the sink You started changing your food, and then look what happened. Like you got momentum. You started walking more. You started going for another 30-day reset and another one. And now it sounds like it's just a lifestyle, and you have so much awareness about what was causing the problem. You don't go back to the old ways. And that's transformation. That's when things are like really powerful, you know? So I'm really, really happy for you for that. It's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
And your husband, is he still on board? Your whole family?
He is on board. He also had he lost 30 and he looks great, super healthy. He's back in the gym and taking amazing care of himself. So it's just allowed us to be really active as a couple, and
Yeah.
enjoying life to the fullest.
Yeah, I know that's a lot of things that especially women have. Like, if I do this, will my husband like it? You know, and I will speak for the men out there. Like, the food that is on the 30-day reset is just really wonderful, delicious, satiating food.
Yeah,
This is not the word diet. Like, the word die is in there. You know, it just sounds bad, but that's not what we're going for here. We're going for sustainability and something that you can turn into a lifestyle. So I love that. I love that your husband's doing it too, and you've been getting such great results for such a long time. That's amazing.
it is. It's hard to believe that when I look back and it's 3.5 years. It's just I've never had anything last, right? And I had said that before, and this is just it's so easy without any thought, to be honest with you, and it
Hmm.
doesn't bother people eating cakes and things of that nature, because again, it's not worth it to lose, how
No.
good I'm.
Yeah, you have an awareness now of what those old foods will do to you. Whereas, like, if you're always eating them, you won't really notice the impact it has. You know, so we got to get out of that world of bad food that's making us feel bad. We have to feel good, and then we really notice what bad foods do to us. And it's easy to say no to those foods.
It is.
You
It's
know, so that's wonderful. Well, again, if anybody's watching and they want to know more information about the 30-day reset, just put reset in the comments, and Rachel or myself will get you a link. Um, but also, Staci, I wanted to ask you about collagen. You like our collagen as well, right?
I love the collagen.
Uh-huh.
And I've always loved the collagen, but it's been super fun now that it comes in all these fun collagen coffee creamer flavors.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite?
Oh, I'd say the mocha is my favorite.
Me too.
I like the pumpkin spice that came out as well.
Uh-huh.
And then I like the berry collagen that you can put in the water, and
Yes.
love putting that in smoothies too. So
Yes.
really great smoothies, but it doesn't have any kind of an aftertaste. It tastes like really good flavored water, and it's nice to be able to drink something that you've added something to, but there's not that weird aftertaste to it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I love the wild berry collagen as well. And mocha, by far my favorite. It's my favorite. And then I think number two is vanilla chai. But
Yeah.
they're all really good. Pumpkin spice I love around the holidays. You know, if like Thanksgiving or Christmas, it's really nice in the morning. So
Well,
that's
we just
great.
had a girls trip to Epcot, and they all laugh at me because I come with all my little supplies, my MCL, my collagen creamers, and
Yes.
frother, and I'm not embarrassed to take that into the dining hall in the hotel and make my coffee right there. It doesn't bother me a bit.
Oh, how do you make your coffee? You mentioned the MCT too. Do you combine the two sometimes?
I do. Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
I take my black coffee and I put the MCT oil in, and I put my collagen creamer in, and I
Mm-hmm.
froth it up with a battery operated frother.
Okay, that's what I do. Yeah, I do about a half a scoop to a full scoop of each of those. And you know what else I do? And you may have done this too, but I put a little butter in there, and just to give it a little bit of creaminess, but a little
Yeah.
bit of grass-fed butter, and then a little splash of almond milk, like sugar-free almond milk, and then
Ah, fancy.
yeah, and then I froth it up. Sometimes I'll put it and if you don't have a frother, you can also put it in a blender, and then put some cinnamon on top. And
Yeah.
that is like the best coffee ever. I love it so much.
I have actually 2 cups every morning.
Yeah.
That's treat. And then what I've noticed about drinking the coffee with the collagen and the MCT is that I don't really get hungry until close to 11 o'clock. So
Mm-hmm.
that's usually when my first meal is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up too. When I started to learn a lot more about nutrition and fitness, one of my coaches said to me, he's like, "Hey, the best advice you can give people is to start your day with protein and fat, which is what collagen and MCT are, because they're both very satiating macronutrients
Yeah.
and they provide you with a lot of energy and a lot of cognition. So like what you said there, people are able to go a lot longer without eating. So they end up taking a lot less calories in. And it's also, in my opinion, it's beneficial to give yourself a little bit of an intermittent fast every day where you're not just consuming food. You know, this idea of breakfast is really a standard American diet thing where we wake up and have cereal and milk right away. But that gets people in a lot of trouble because they start consuming a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of sugar at the beginning of the day. They get a big spike in energy, and then around 10 a.m. they crash and they reach for a Snickers bar or something, and it's this big yo-yo back and forth with their blood pressure, right? And then when you start your day with quality protein and fat, collagen and MCT, it's like a very steady stream. You know, your blood pressure is not going up or going down, and you're able to go a lot longer without eating. But the energy and the mood, and so you get the benefits from there with the MCT, but the collagen also the benefits to your bones, your tendons, your ligaments, your skin, your hair, your nails. So I love it.
The downside to the collagen is having to trim my nails like every week.
Yeah, yes. I know. I'm always trimming mine too. Okay, great. Well, gosh, I think we've covered most of anything, but is there anything else you want to say to people who might be on the fence about the native body reset? Anything you
I,
want to say to them?
I mean, look, it's 1 month to try it, right? And that month is going to go by whether you try it or not. So you just can be stuck where you are, or just commit yourself to a 30-day reset, give it a try. And, I I can't imagine anybody not succeeding on it if you just really follow the rules, stick to the shopping guide, and just try to move as much as you can. Oh, and don't forget about drinking the water, right? Half
Yes.
ounces a day is really important.
Always got my water with me. Yeah, I'm so glad you said that. It's just 30 days. It's just 1 month. It just takes you saying yes to you, and giving yourself a chance to win here. But it's easy. Anybody can do it. You know, things aren't expensive. Things aren't complicated. It's really so simple. So thank you so much, Staci. Really, really appreciate your time, and not only just for your time today, but all the time and all the input you've given to this group, all the inspiration you provide to so many people. Really grateful for everything that you've contributed to this community. That's what this is all about.
Well, I appreciate it, and that I appreciate being part of the community. It's an honor.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and hope you all enjoyed this with Staci, this interview. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments section. Rachel has put links in there for our 30-day reset, and we can also get you links for collagen and MCT. If you need those, just put collagen or MCT, and we'll hook you up with some special discounts. So hope you all enjoyed that. Thank you, Staci. Everyone else, have a great day.
Take care.
Let's see.